For as little that has happened so far in this season, I really feel like we're breaking through, and as we get more and more information about the missing members of the Seven, I feel like we have a lot to talk about. What's up guys, Dr. P here. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel if this is your first time. I would appreciate it very much. And without further ado, let's go! In our last video, we discussed how 4 different members of the Seven have gone MIA in the last update. The Visitor, the Foundation, and the Sisters. All 4 of these members, when they went missing, left behind a piece of themselves. The possibilities as far as what actually happened to them are endless. It seems to me like they've been abducted in some way. They left without a trace except for the items that they left behind, these specific items, but they didn't tell anybody anything. They just disappeared, and the Paradigm is really concerned. Raider Forever 1 says, I guess we're gonna get a Visitor face reveal soon. Judging by the mask, he might be at least a little beaten up. That's a good point, and I think further emphasizes the kidnapping theory. We know how important the helmets are to the members of the Seven, and the Foundation and the Visitor both left their helmets in one way or another on the island before they disappeared. Is it possible whoever abducted them tried to take off their helmets so they would not have the special protections that the suits of the members of the Seven grants them? Also, the visor for the Visitor's helmet is red. Like, is that supposed to be blood? I doubt it, because Fortnite doesn't have any blood in the game. If we, or any members of the Seven, or anyone for that matter, goes on an expedition to save these people and to find the missing members of the Seven, it only seems reasonable that we would find the Foundation and the Visitor, both of them, without their helmets, with an open and exposed head, which would be really interesting because the Visitor was the first member that we ever knew about, and he is one of the very few members, along with the Scientist, that we have never seen their face. So, are we really gonna get a Visitor face reveal? Would be huge if true. My guy EO says, I don't think you brought up the fact that the Panther skin was added as an NPC this season. She's definitely storyline related and is said to be an IO agent, so why is she still here? Maybe the IO still exists but is working in the shadows like they did in Chapter 1. That's a really good point. Somehow I did not know about this. So yeah, the Panther skin obviously was first revealed and unveiled last season, but along with this season, there is actually an NPC for this character, which is located right now by the central gas station. Also, the emote that she performs is the busy emote. You know, the one that looks like this. It's like she doesn't even have any time for me because she's too busy with her mission. The character collection book, the same character collection book that all 4 of these missing members have been removed from, has this to say about the Panther this season. Technically, Panther's mission to infiltrate the Seven is going pretty well. Sure, the Imagined Order isn't around to do anything about it, but you have to celebrate the small wins. Does that mean that the IO is officially disbanded? I mean, there are at least a couple people associated with it on the island. Of course, you'll know about the IO member who was on the island at the very start of the season. Panther herself is said to be an IO agent, of course, trying to infiltrate the Seven. Oh yeah, and she bears an uncanny resemblance to the Order, which was one of the 4 members of the Seven that disappeared. I definitely agree. I think she's storyline related in some way or another. The description, the IO infiltrator, all that stuff, I think it means something pretty big in the grand scheme of things. I guess we'll just have to see. The Foundation comments, wow bro, I thought you were missing. Where is everybody? Let me know. But he says, I think Jano and Panther have captured them because if you look at her description, tasked to infiltrate the Seven, this might be Jano and Panther working together. I mean, I would agree. I mean, I think that there are 3 people, 3 entities that realistically could have pulled off this kidnapping. One, of course, Jano. That goes without saying, a very big, evil, antagonistic character in the Fortnite story. Also, I would say Panther, based on the fact that she's been here for a while since last season. She has a very specific task, and the character collection book says that it's going pretty well, even though the IO is at best very minimal right now. And finally, I think it could have been the Balloon Watcher, the person who we met on the very first day of the season that we've had all these dying questions about for so long that really we haven't gotten anything told to us. If I had to just throw one more possibility in there, I would say the Cube Queen, because again, I still don't think that she died at the end of Chapter 2. The Toxic Trait on Twitter says, thank God they still have their pilot, scientist, and field tactician. They're supposed to be the most important roles in the 7, so I'm hoping they find the missing members. Now, I think that last part is a little bit arguable. I mean, I don't know if these are necessarily the most powerful members or most important members of the 7 that are left, the 3 that are remaining, but I will say having Paradigm, when these guys might have been kidnapped and taken very far away, the pilot, I think is a very big thing. You know, Paradigm is battle tested. Same thing with the Origin, even though the Origin hasn't really said anything in a while, but he is the field tactician, he gives battle orders, he's a big integral part of the group, and then also you've got the scientist. It goes without saying. I would imagine one way or the other we will end up finding these members, or they will return and tell us what happened. I must say it's a very nice twist to actually have some really big stuff going on in the storyline after weeks of dormancy. I do get the sense that in one way or the other we are setting ourselves up for a final showdown, if you will, with the Bloom Watcher, with someone, with at least the very minimum, the kidnappers of whoever took the members of the 7. Be sure to let me know your pressing theories down below, and I'll do my best to answer them in an upcoming video. There are truly a number of ways this thing could go, and I did not expect more than half of the group to be abducted or at the very least disappear at this point in the season. So, gonna be really interesting to see how it plays out. Thanks so much for watching. You have a good day now, okay?